Hey, my name is Phil from funnelscene.com, and in this Dropfunnels tutorial video, I'm going to walk you through how to get set up on Dropfunnels in a very short amount of time. So this is going to be a very beneficial video if you're someone struggling to get started. Now, just before we do get started, if you are thinking about getting Dropfunnels, you haven't yet started, I've also got a bonus training for referrals, which walks you through more in depth how to set up things like funnels, websites, and also use SEO. So you can actually get more organic traffic. So if you want that bonus training, just make sure you sign up using the link in the description. There's a 14-day free trial anyway, so it's going to be easy. All right, so let's get into it, guys. The first thing you want to do is, of course, sign up to Dropfunnels. Once you've signed up to Dropfunnels, you then want to go into the dashboard. And the first thing I recommend you do is actually set your domain. Now, Dropfunnels is actually having a bit of an issue right now with domains, and I'll show you what I mean. But first, come to Settings on the left, come down to Set Custom Domain. Right, and as you can see here, they are having some issues setting up the custom domain mapping service. So what you need to do instead is use option 2, which they recommend here, which is actually use their free domain lookup service, right? So you need to submit a request. It's going to take a little bit of time, maybe a day or two, but you're going to have to do this yourself. I can't unfortunately walk you through this step. So moving forward, once you've actually clicked the submit request, once you've filled out all of the form and everything like that, then we can actually start building out your entire site and your first funnel, because this is going to take a little bit of time, so we might as well move forward. Now, the first thing you want to do is come to general settings. This is where you can name your site. So I've actually already done this. I've put in here funnel scene and funnel builders and marketing automation. Just your site title and your tagline. Should only take a few seconds. Come down, click on save changes. So that is now done. Then next, what we want to do is actually create our first funnel. So come at the top to funnels. And what I recommend is you don't build a homepage like a news page, especially if you're just starting out. What you want to have is just one call to action. Now, I recommend something like a lead generation, maybe giving away a lead magnet of some sort. Could be a free training, ebook, sheet, anything like that. Just quickly go ahead and create something, because this is going to encourage people to actually opt into your list, so you can start collecting emails and then you can start selling them on the back end. So what I recommend you do is come to funnels, come to add funnel. You can also go from the quick links at the top, but scroll across to full funnels at the top here, and then come and find a template that you like. Now, don't worry about if it is for a chiropractor or a course coach or whatever it might be. You can change everything on the pages. Just look for a layout that you like the look of, okay? So me, I like things plain. So I like this one here, authority. So I'll click preview real quick. Feel free to follow along as well. So this one is the first page, which is just it's sort of like a pre-opt-in page, which is interesting. I'm actually going to delete it, but that's there. Then we have the actual opt-in page, which is very simple, very clear. If someone landed on this page, then there's only one thing they can do, and that's actually put in their email. So this is going to be my new homepage, and then there is a thank you, right? So we're actually just going to have these two steps inside of this funnel. But this is just an introduction how to show you how it works. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to click drop it in. Okay. It's going to take us to another page, which allows us to click add funnel. Okay. And then that is now being added into our dashboard. So in a few seconds, here it is. It's ready to start editing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this little edit button, and it's going to bring us to our funnel builder. Now, once again, the first step, if I click on preview, is actually that long page, which has got probably too much information. It's talking about newsletters and then some other bits and pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So to delete it, just scroll down here until you see this under the image here, this little delete button. So click that and delete it. And then that is gone, which is cool. Now, if we scroll down, we're now on the opt-in page. This is the page we're going to be customizing. So I'm going to scroll down here to step name, and I'm going to call this free training. I'm going to just pretend I'm giving them a free training, and the step slug could be also free training. But don't worry, this is actually going to be home, but this is later on. If we change it, this is what it's going to turn into. So I'll click save here. Okay, so hopefully you're following along. And now that we have it, let's go ahead and actually start editing the page. So click edit page, and here we go. Right. so this is our new homepage. Well, it's going to be anyway. So let's go ahead and start editing it. So first thing to note is this is the logo. It's actually a heading element, but I want to add in a logo. So at the top left, come to modules and then scroll down until you find, I believe they call it photo. Yeah, photo. It's actually image, but whatever. We can leave it as a photo. In fact, I'm not going to do that because it's a full row, so it'll be a massive one. I'm going to add in a new row. I'll just make it a, let's just say a 3 column, and I'll drop it above it real quick so it's not too big. And now I'll go ahead and drop in a photo like so. Okay. And I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go to select photo. I've actually already uploaded some photos just to save some time for this. So add it in. Looks pretty good. I'm just going to drag it a little bit smaller so it's not too big. But this is just to show people that they're on the right place. Okay. So I'll delete this text. Okay. And then maybe I even make it a little bit bigger. 25% sounds pretty good. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And now we've got logo at the top and we've got this here. Now, I'm not going to pretend to be this person. So what I'm going to do is drag her to the right. Okay. I'm going to delete this column and I'm just going to drag it a little bit smaller. Okay. And then I'm going to click on her. On the left, you can see we've got the image. I'm going to click remove, click select photo. And I've also added a photo of myself here. So that will be added in. So that looks pretty good. And what I can do is actually put some margin at the top. To do that, click on the image, go to advanced, and you can see we've got margins here. And I'm just going to drag this top one to about 75, and I'm just going to drag it a little bit so it looks good. Now this doesn't look too bad. If you wanted to make the screen look bigger, this button at the bottom left is also going to hide the navigation. So if you're happy with the width of the page, that's fine. If you want to change it, just come to this down arrow, come down to global settings, and you can actually make the page wider or whatever you want by just changing that. But I'm just going to leave it as this. It's not too bad. I'll just adjust the text size. So now we've got our logo. Now we've got our heading. So let's go ahead and change this heading. Now they've got what's called a dual color headings element here. This is a Beaver Builder element. So what we're going to do is actually delete it. I'm not a big fan of the 2 color heading. So what I'm going to do is drop in a heading module there. Right, so here it is. You can't see anything just yet, but that's fine. So heading, I'm going to type in here, learn how you can convert more visitors into customers using funnels. Maybe I'll do in less than 15 minutes. Okay, so there's the curiosity. We want to give people a reason to opt in. So let's just say someone was a store owner, someone was a marketer of some sort, and they're getting a very low conversion. Maybe I'm creating a training on how they can fix that. So I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Maybe I'll make it bold. Okay, so this looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Line height 1.3. I like 1.3 for some reason. And then in this little section here, you want to give them instructions basically. So enter your name and email below to get sent the free training on how to convert your visitors into customers using this simple trick. Okay, or maybe I'll just using this easy skill. This easy, or maybe I'll just leave it as this. It looks simple. Okay, so we've already told them to add in their email and that, so I'll delete this one here. Right, so that's looking pretty good so far. Now you've got here your name and your email address, and it says here join the newsletter. So I'm going to change join the newsletter here, and I'm going to type in where is it on the left? Next step, pipelines. Button, that's the one. Join newsletter. What I'm going to say is watch. I'll put it in capitals actually. Watch the free training. Okay. Now I am going to change the color of the button. So I've got my little nifty tool here. So I'll add in my color like so at the top. Okay. Same thing here. Okay. And button background. No idea why that hasn't changed. I'll try it again. Button text color, we want to be white. Hover color also white. And flat, we don't want any animation. So that's all looking pretty good. And what we want to do now is, if you have an autoresponder that you want to use, you can add it inside of here. There is also the option to send out automations inside of Dropfunnels. The build is quite clunky, but I'll also walk you through how to do that really quickly. But if you want to use one of your desired platforms, you can do it here. For example, GetResponse, just add in your name and your API key found in your account. Okay, but that's pretty much it. The last thing we want to do is go ahead and add in a module down here, so we can add in things like privacy policy and all of that. Now, interestingly, Dropfunnels doesn't give you a simple text module, which is very strange. Everything's done with headings. So what I'm going to have to do is teach you how to do it with HTML. Okay, so what you want to do is grab this HTML block, and we're going to drop it down here. I'm going to make it a full row just because it is terms and conditions, things like that. I'm going to delete this little heading module, but this is it here, and it doesn't look like there's anything there. Now what we're going to have to do is come into Google search and type in HTML add link. Okay, and it'll be this first page here, and if you click on it, you'll come down and you'll see this little code, right? I'm just showing you how you can do it manually. And what we're going to need to do is come back to the page we were on, okay, and paste in this code, and you can see it is a little link text box. So what I would do if I was you, put your brand in here. So I'd say, first of all rights reserved, okay, and then I'll put in your brand name, so Funnel Scene. You could put in the year if you want, and then I'll put in a pipe, which is shift and below the backspace key, so that's that little pipe there. And then under link text here, I would type in privacy policy, okay, and then after that I would put in another pipe, paste in that code again, and change this text to terms and conditions, or terms of service, whatever is right for you. Now inside of the URL, this is where you want to put in your URL, okay, so terms and conditions. If you haven't built these pages out yet, that's also fine, you can create these out later. So funnelscene.com/privacy policy. Okay, and now these are clickable links to your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. Now the last thing we want to do is we want to make it centered, so we'll put in this little code where it's center like that, and then what we're actually going to do is put in a /, and then we're going to do the same at the beginning, but we're going to delete the second section that it creates. Okay, so we're basically centering the text inside of here. I spelled it backwards because that's how you spell it in New Zealand. Center. There we go. So that looks pretty good. And the last thing I'm going to do is just give it a bit of margin so it sits down at the bottom of the screen, like so. And that's it. That's the simple front end page of my website, and this is going to convert people into my free training that I'm going to create. So I'm going to click on done, click on publish, right, and that is ready to go. So I'm going to click on Dropfunnels. It's going to take us back to our dashboard, right, and then the next step is to set that page as our home page. So go settings, set home page, okay, and then static page we want to choose, and then select free training, okay, and then click save changes. And now every time someone goes to this page, so I'll go to my page here, open it in a new tab. I'll show you real quick. You can see that once your domain is transferred, it's going to be the native domain. So it's pretty cool. So now we've got our landing page. Now we need to direct people to certain parts of it, right? So let's go back to funnels real quick. Let's go edit our funnel. Okay. And let's go now to the thank you page and see what it looks like. Now, actually, I'm gonna teach you a little bonus trick. So first of all, I'm gonna come back to free training, click edit step, right? And what I'm gonna do, just so we can keep congruency, save a bit of time, is come down to the little row settings, and then at the bottom I'm going to click save as. Okay, and this is going to give us an option to save the section so we can actually paste it in multiple places. And the reason I'm doing this is to keep the same font size and the same colors for buttons, things like that, same text, fonts, everything like that. So I'll just call this home page, or I'll call this free training opt-in. Okay, and you've got the option to make it global, which means if you paste this everywhere and you change it in one page, it's going to change it on every page. So this is perfect for things like headers, footers, and things like that. So what I'm going to do is save this one for that reason, but this one I'm just going to save as a non-global. Okay, so I'll do the same down here, save as, and I'm going to call this one footer global and go global. Yes. Oh, yes. And click save. Cool. Nice and easy. So I'm going to click done. Publish again, click on Dropfunnels, which will take us back home. Go to funnels, okay. Funnels here, sorry it's already there, but click on this image, sorry, the edit button. Now I'm going to go to the thank you page this time and click on, actually I'll change the name. The step name can be success and the slug can also be success. It just makes people feel a little bit better. Click on save. Right. And also, I might even change the settings first, because this is going to be the name where people can see, authority site. So I'm just going to call this free training, and the slug name can be get access, something like that. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the affiliate badge like so and click update. Right, so back to funnel flow, click on success. Now we can edit this step. Okay, so in a few seconds, here is our page being edited. And you can see if you were in the first step and you went to this one, there's nothing about it which is congruent. So I'm just going to go ahead, remove everything, okay, because none of it is in sync with anything. And then we're going to go to save. We're going to go to free training opt-in, drop it in, okay, and same with footer, drop that in at the bottom. And you'll notice there's nothing inside this bottom one, but that's fine. I can see I didn't choose the actual global element, so I'll drop it into that column there. And then boom, there is our global footer, which is really cool. Now all we need to do is basically delete the opt-in form, because we've already got their email address. And what we can do is now just change this text. So I'll be like, success, we've sent the free training to your email inbox. And then below it, I'll be like, if the email doesn't arrive in the next 2 minutes, check your junk folder. Sometimes emails get sent to the wrong places. Something like that. So it's nice, quick, and easy. And what I'll do is actually just give this some padding, bring it down a little bit. Maybe not that much. About there. Okay, and there it is. There is our second step. So I'll click on done and click on publish. Right, so now if we go back to the root domain, like so, and we actually test it out. So my name can be Bob, my email address, bobjim@gmail.com. Okay, click on watch the free training. The email's been submitted, success, check your inbox. Okay, easy. So what I'm going to do now is come back to funnels. All right, I'm just going to refresh the page pretty much, click on edit. And now if we go to leads, you can see Bob Jim's email has been added here. Super quick, super easy, right? Now we can start collecting leads. So now you've got your home page set. You've also got your thank you page. Obviously, I haven't spent too much time on design. I haven't used Dropfunnels a lot for designing. I'm still getting used to the builder, but this is how you create it. So now we've got that funnel step done. What we can actually do is come into pipelines. And this is where we can actually start building our automations. Now I just created this lead as a test lead. So I'll just go ahead and delete it. Right. And if this is your first pipe, there might not even be one there. So just click add pipeline. I'll create a new one for this example. We can call this the free training series. Okay. So click create this pipeline. Now, if you've synced it to your email autoresponder, you can go ahead and actually create this out inside of your email autoresponder. If you want to send emails from Dropfunnels using your own SMTP, that's also fine. I'll show you how you can do it. Right, so we don't have any stages, so I'm going to click add new stage. I'm going to call this stage, I'll just call this level 1, okay? It's very interesting how they've created these pipelines. They're trying to make them more, not so much mass lead generating, instead more high tickety type sale. So now we have this. What you want to do is click on this little cog, click on add new sequence, okay? And inside the sequence, this is going to be where you can add an email. So subject could be, congratulations, you're in, details inside. And then in here, you could just be like, hey, add in a short code. So first name, here is the free training you requested. Let me know what you think. And I'll just be like, thanks, Phil. Okay. And then under free training, this can be where we add in a link. Where is it? So edit link, there it is. And I could just type in here. Maybe it could be to a different page or something. I don't know why, but it's not letting me add in the link. This is a clunky automation builder. You can see I'm clicking it, it's breaking, it's not working. I highly recommend use autoresponder. Okay, I just can't get it to work, so I'm just gonna have to unfortunately skip the step. I could probably do it inside of here actually, which is frustrating, but that is Dropfunnels, guys. It is not a polished product, but it still works. Okay, so inside HTML, I'll paste that in. Link text could be free training. All right, and then I'll put in the URL here, which could be just another page that you could create on your website, or it could be to an affiliate program, or it could be wherever you want it to go. Okay, so I'll just put funnel scene training video. Okay, so if I go back to visual now, you can see it's a link. Right, and click submit. Okay, so that's been done. Now, if you've gone to try to add an email and it's not letting you, the reason probably is because you haven't added in a SMTP yet. So I'll close this, and that's been set, but let me show you how to add in SMTPs. So go to SMTP. If you're using autoresponder, you can skip these next 2 minutes. But basically, you want to add in your SMTP server, or if you're using SendGrid, send in blue, and then go ahead and click SMTP enabled, and basically you just type in all your information down below. It's probably been blanked out because I don't want to share mine with you. But now that that is done, if we want to automatically add people into this pipeline that we've just created, right, I'll show you that real quick. So this one here, so what we need to do is come back to funnels. So I'll come back to the funnel page. It's a little, they've tried to make it simple inside of Dropfunnels, but it's slightly confusing, but that's fine. It is what it is. Okay, and we'll go back to edit step, which is the first step. All right. And now this is loaded, or loading. Click on the opt-in form. Okay, go to general, and then down here, we can look for, the second one, look for pipelines. Enable pipeline, yes, choose the pipeline. So I'm going to call it free training series, select stage, and it hasn't appeared. So I'll just come back to funnels. It should be working. My first sequence, activate sequence, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to have to come back to this and probably have to reload the page. All right. And now, if everything's done right, lots of back and forth, but we'll get there. Enable pipe, yes. Okay, select pipe free training series, select stage. And it's still not there. All right. Frustrating. But anyway, that's how you would normally do it. That's what it teaches you in the training. However, it's not playing ball today. I wonder if the other stage pipe's there. Try one more time. Okay, so it's not there, but I'll click done and click publish. Maybe it'll work. right? So if all goes well now, if I actually typed in a name and email, hopefully it gets added. So it could be Jimbo Jones, right? Jimbo Jones. I'll actually type in one of my emails to see if we get it and click watch the free training. Right, so it's gone to the success page. Let's refresh this and go to leads. Make sure it's gone through. Okay. So the leads come in, come down to pipelines. And there he is. He's been added, Jimbo Jones. Now what I'm going to do is pause the video and see if the emails come through. Okay, so that was nice and instant, and as you can see, here is the exact text I had out with the link, which doesn't actually go anywhere. I just made up that link, but you can say this emails worked perfectly. So I'm very impressed with that, and you can just keep adding people inside of it. If you want to add more emails to it, you just click add email again, and you can just add in things like delays. So usually you put in a delay of like 1 day, okay, then you add another email, right, and then another delay, and everything like that, and then you can actually build out an autoresponder series, which is pretty cool. Now once you've built out that, you can also clone it as well in different stages. You can add people to different stages and everything like that. So that is how you create automations. The last thing you probably want to know is how to build out courses. So here is the default course that they give you. Just click on the title and it drops down this little section. Inside here, you can actually go ahead and start editing everything. So if I click on this first training, okay, this is what is going to show. So you can see this is how it looks. It is actually kind of fresh. Lots of, it's quite responsive and all of that. So to edit it, I'll just quickly close it. All you need to do is come down, is click on the module, sorry, and you can see this is the video gallery. You can click on this little pencil, which is the edit button. And inside here, this is where you can start editing all the bits and pieces, right? About the lessons, about everything, and it goes from there. Now this video is already getting quite long, but if you want to get the full training on how to build out courses and all of that, make sure you join using the link in the description, and I'll send that through to you automatically. But we're almost at half an hour. I'm going to leave this here. Hopefully that's just given you a good insight to how to actually use this tool. If you want to play with the SEO, everything's inside of here. You see all your sitemap, analytics, and tracking and things like that. It is a simple platform, yet it is quite complex. It's a little bit frustrating, but it does work. So depending what your use case is, depending if this is exactly what you want, it might be the perfect tool for you. If you want to do, if you want to find a different tool that's probably a little bit more easy, I've also left my favorite suggestions down below in the comments. I've got full entire courses about the platforms, and they all have much more features, and it's a lot easier to use. But regardless, I'll just leave that with you. This was my Dropfunnels tutorial. Sorry it didn't work out as smoothly as I wanted. Dropfunnels isn't a polished product, but it's still functional, and there are quite a few people still using this platform. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you like this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.